According to U.S. Defense Secretary Chuck Hagel, Russia has withdrawn most of its 40,000 troops from the Ukrainian border. However, 7 battalions with thousands of soldiers remain stationed there. Hagel called the withdrawal promising. Reuters quotes him saying that anytime you're moving troops away and equipment and assets away, that's promising. But they are not where they need to be and won't be until all of their troops that they positioned along that border a couple of months ago are gone. The move comes despite increased violence between the Ukrainian army and pro-Russian separatists.
There will be funerals again, but not just in Ukraine. Startling admissions from separatists at Donetsk morgue. In Monday's assault at the airport, locals died and are mourned with fury at the west. Also, the worst day's casualties yet for Ukraine's military. Another helicopter brought down near Slavyansk. This amateur video we can't authenticate seems to show. At least 12 dead soldiers, including a general.
According to British newspaper The Independent, U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry remained cautious over the withdrawal, adding that despite forces moving back towards Moscow, there are still danger signs. One of these danger signs is militia from Chechnya crossing the Russian border into Ukraine to support the separatists.
This is from one of the border security officials. They said, our border, especially in the Donetsk and Luhansk regions, has become a front line that various terrorists are trying to break through. Now, we have repeatedly stressed the importance of this on TYT in the past. Vladimir Putin does not need to move in Russian military to completely destabilize the Ukrainian government and pave the way for an occupation by Russian forces of Ukraine. He doesn't need to do that anytime soon. If he's able to move in hundreds and eventually thousands of foreign fighters, they'll do all the work for him.
The crisis in the Ukraine was sparked after then-President Viktor Yanukovych pulled out of an association deal with the European Union and accepted a bailout from Russia.
On the West, most people speak native Ukrainian and see their country as more European. On the East, people speak mostly Russian and see their country as sharing a cultural heritage with Russia. The president, Yanukovych, comes from the Russian-speaking side of the country. He's never really been popular in the West. The country's economy is in really rough shape, and a lot of Ukrainians saw Yanukovych as corrupt even before these protests. The protests got much bigger in mid-January when Yanukovych passed a law cracking down on public demonstrations, free speech, and even wearing helmets, which explains the saucepans. Even Russian-speaking people in the East started protesting.
The intense street protests ultimately led to Yanukovych's downfall. In March, Russia reacted by occupying the Ukrainian region of Crimea, causing unrest in eastern Ukraine to grow. Russia officially annexed the regions after a referendum in early May. Russia's ongoing support of separatist militants in the region has soured relations with the West.
The referendum in Crimea was a clear violation of Ukrainian constitutions and international law, and it will not be recognized by the international community. Today I'm announcing a series of measures that will continue to increase the costs on Russia and on those responsible for what is happening in Ukraine.
On Sunday, Petro Poroshenko won Ukraine's presidential election. He has vowed to halt the separatist seizure of Ukrainian territory and recover Crimea.
Claiming victory tonight, billionaire Petro Poroshenko said his first priority is to put an end to the war and chaos caused by pro-Russian separatists in the east. In the capital, Kiev, and in western Ukraine, a high voter turnout exceeded expectations. It's an entirely different picture here in eastern Ukraine. Of the few polling stations that are open, election officials have told us the turnout has been disappointingly low.
That's the buzz for now. I'm Julia Rabe.